Greetings, Guardians, and welcome to the Voices of the Vanguard. Today I have with me Sully from Sully Games. Say hello, Sully.
Hello, Guardians.
And today we're going to be talking about the Almighty event, which can't believe it's been like less than a week since that happened.
Yeah, it seems like forever ago almost.
It
With
does.
everything that happened on Tuesday.
Yeah, and then we had that big reveal stream, and then you've been playing Destiny again.
Yes, season 11.
Yep, new season, new dungeon. So let's start with, I guess we'll start with the Almighty.
Yeah. What? That was Saturday, I believe, right? Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Saturday when
yeah,
it happened.
yep.
And um, it was really cool that Bungie was able to pull off a live event in this game. Anytime any type of game has a live event, it's always really cool because it's a lot more complicated than people really think it is to be able to pull this off. But just realistically, the biggest issue was just on how long.
The timing, yeah.
Yeah, it was what, it started at 1 and finished at 2:30.
I think it started at 1 and yeah, 2:30. Yeah, so like an hour and a half. And technically it didn't even start at 1. It started at 1:30.
Yeah. But I mean overall, I'm very fortunate that a lot of the clanmates were all just kind of together and just bullshitting for that entire time and
Yeah,
just
ripping on Bungie for it as well.
yeah, but
It's fun.
yeah, but once it actually started and things started going and when it actually we blew up the Almighty, it was really cool.
Yeah, and seeing it go and crash down in the mountains,
Yeah.
and then the
So
shockwave coming at you,
yep.
and then it
So
forces you to jump back. It was pretty cool.
so it was kind of really cool because obviously Bungie receives a lot of hate because people always say oh they don't try to do anything creative sometimes, you know. It's always the same old. They could have easily just done a trailer Friday or Saturday at reset and got a trailer of the Almighty blowing up and which would have been cool too, but it's also kind of cool to see them experiment with things and give us some live event type deal. They are there's definitely talks that, I mean, they're taking a lot of the feedback that they received from this one, and it does sound like we will be seeing more live events. I don't know if that means we'll see a live event every season. I don't know in terms of what their plan are with it, but it does seem like they do have plans in the future for more live events, which makes me really happy because I mean, this was their first one, so there's gonna be bugs, and especially with everything going on with COVID. So hopefully once things get back to normal everywhere and Bungie can get into the studio, things will be able to run a little bit smoother for their next live event. And I don't really think there was really any issues. It was just it took so long.
Yep.
So if they could have just even if they would have started that at 1 o'clock and it finished at 1:45, that would have been awesome.
I think
And
like
I don't know
1:30 is
if
fine. Like a 30-minute live event is pretty fine.
yeah, I don't know if you saw Luke Smith's because he did the Q&A after the reveal stream on Tuesday with Dr. Lupo
And if you missed
and
any of that, you can check it out at charshot.com. I put it up, our archive.
the Dr. Lupo
Yeah, both
or
Dr.
just
Lupo and the reveal stream.
okay.
Yeah.
Um, cool. But Dr. Lupo asked about it. Luke Smith, kind of had it definitely was planned because how he was talking about with you kind of get there early for the opening set, but the live thing doesn't happen until later, and a lot of times it doesn't happen on time. So I don't know if they're trying to use find ways to say maybe that there was some type of issue, you know.
I feel like there wasn't an
But
issue. Like it was just
I
it kind of it really it started on 1:30. So I think it was just a
Yeah.
30-minute grace period that they gave for
Yeah.
no real reason, really.
Yeah. So I would like to see them get rid of that, in my opinion. Like,
Yeah, if someone tells you like you meet up at 1, you meet up at 1. You're not
yeah.
like we were talking about like how like we always have that one friend that like, hey, meet
Yeah.
up at 3, and then they show up like an hour later or whatever. Like
Yeah. So that's probably what they were doing
if you miss it, you
because,
miss
like,
it. Like come on. Don't make it. Don't force like thousands of other people to wait.
and especially in today's age where you could just literally go on YouTube and you could watch it on YouTube.
Yeah,
And obviously, there's going to be both ends that people are going to be upset because they missed it because for whatever reason they couldn't get on at that time. Blah blah blah. But then now
that's
you
what a
have the
live
people
event is. That's what a live game is.
exactly, and then now you had the people who you know originally thought they had the time to see the live event, but then it took so long that maybe they had to go off and do something else. So
Yep.
like either way, there's going to be people upset. So I would like to see them say, okay, whenever this is starting, this is starting, this is when it's going to happen, and go from there. Like as I said, overall, like it was really cool. I thought they did a fairly good job with their first live event. They just have to figure out they got to get better with communication, which I feel like that's any type of job, video game, and find ways to either make it shorter or have more things going on while it's happening.
Yeah.
Like, but I liked it. It's cool.
Yeah. I just had like some harebrained ideas. I was like tossing to you. I was like, oh man, imagine like the pyramid ships blow up Titan or something. We could see that happen. Like,
Yeah, and we kind of that's kind of out the window now, as we'll discuss that later on in the stream.
yeah. So season 11 is here.
It is. It is, and it's off to a actually a pretty good start.
Pretty strong
Honestly,
start. Yeah.
other than I've been getting beavered like crazy, like a lot more than normal. So hopefully, I kind of
See, I'm getting about the same amount of beavers, maybe even
uh,
less.
see. I it's been bad for me. But I mean, other than that, like that opening mission was like really good.
Oh yeah.
Um, There's been just like the public event's okay. Like it's pretty cool. I think it's better than the Seraph's Towers. I really like that the Drifter is a big part of this season. Um, Obviously we haven't actually finished the dungeon, but like I was when they announced that we were getting a dungeon this season,
Yeah, to like
I
the
was just
start of the day of the season.
like what?
Yeah, I was like, wait a
Like
minute, hang on.
so.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far I'm enjoying it. You know, been seeing a lot of people like on Twitter, really happy with it. I still kind of want to see on, obviously like what happens throughout this season, like because like it could literally be like,
Front loaded.
yeah,
Yeah.
but like
We don't have a
as
roadmap
a
yet, by the way, so we
no,
don't know
we
what's
don't.
coming. That's pretty
So and like,
interesting.
which I kind of like in a way because like we kind of talked about this, I think on Tuesday with like the stream because we're kind of talking about like that we still don't have a roadmap when the season dropped, and it's just kind of like that could be a really good thing because like if you go back and you look at Corridors of Time with Bastion, like if the community doesn't know about Bastion, like Corridors of Time outcome is completely different than what it turned out to be because like everybody's like thinking it's something brand new like that we don't know about, then to find out, oh, it's Bastion, something we did know about. So like the roadmap's kind of nice to kind of see like what to expect, but at the same time, it's really nice to hop on every Tuesday and be like, okay, like is something different,
Yeah.
or
I feel
you
like
know,
so just to go back to the beginning mission, when you go it's basically you're going down to the I can't remember what they call it, the tree. And while you're going there, you get sucked into the court of Savathun, and you have to like fend off waves of enemies. And then once you kill the bosses and the door opens, and you have to go kill the whatever enemy is inside. I think we're gonna get more of that kind of stuff like each week.
Yeah,
Kind of like the
hopefully.
Queen's thing, or maybe the Queen's thing was every 3 weeks. So maybe
So
it'll be
yeah,
something
maybe
like that.
I wouldn't expect every week, but yeah, I would expect throughout the season that we get more stuff with that. Because I
Yeah,
mean, every week would be kind of insane. Be awesome, but I don't. In terms of seasonal content, I don't see
yeah.
it.
I
I
need to
said
go
we kind
through
of
my
talked.
lore books.
Uh, I mean, we got to play a little bit about the dungeon. So far, it seems pretty good.
Yeah, you and
I
me
do
tried it at
plan on.
10:20 late.
Yeah, I do plan on maybe trying. I work Sunday, so maybe after work on Sunday, we can get a third. We
That'd be
should be
great.
all at power, and we should be able to run through it. Seems really cool. A little disappointed that as of right now, it's just tied to this season. Um,
Yeah, so it's hidden away in their trailer for the dungeon. There's a little note in the description of it saying the dungeon's only available during season of arrivals. And
mhm.
so I don't think having it for only 3 months was a good idea.
Yeah, and especially like I mean, even though I don't think 1040 will be tough to hit, like after a while, anyways, for people, but still, yeah, I think having it for just this season. So I don't know, like, why the reasoning is to only keep it around, for this season. Because
Because
like they could
the
easily,
other two dungeons are staying, right? Shattered Throne and
yeah, as I know of, because I mean, both those destinations aren't going to be removed.
yeah,
Um, I mean, honestly, because right now the dungeon's actually located by the drifter and the tower
yeah.
around that area. So like even if they like is some type of like complete remodel of like tower stuff, I mean they could ease because like the dungeon's based off the nine. I mean they could throw it in Gambit by Reckoning,
They could,
you know,
yeah.
like so I was a little disappointed with that, but like I mean as of right now, man, like everything has been really good. I mean story wise, fantastic. I mean as I said, I really like the fact that we're seeing more drifter dialogue. It's not same old like Zavala, Ikora type stuff. We're starting to get more interactions with some of the other NPCs in the World of Destiny, and we're gonna be seeing a lot more of that coming up in the future. So, which makes me really excited.
Yeah, so the let's just talk about a little bit about the gameplay loop. So Umbral Amgrams are the thing to get this season.
Yep, and I really actually, somebody actually mentioned this yesterday in the raid, but like I really do like how they look when they like drop, like because they definitely like they kind of pop
Oh yeah,
and like
they're
they
way
look
different.
really they look really cool laying on the ground like so I was like so they did a good job there with like in terms of like the details of like the engram dropping. um I'm still kind of like trying to figure out understanding on how things work with on how that thing like
So I think I've figured it out. I haven't
rolls
figured
drop
out like
like
the power drops for it, but I figured out how it actually works. Is so there's two machines. There's one
yeah,
that
you go to the one on the left
yeah
and you
to
can then
upgrade
choose
it.
like
Yeah. Um
so which I've been doing, which I'm gonna stop doing because I want to save some of that like material
yeah, so there's
to
two
upgrade stuff.
currencies, one to upgrade it, and the other one is to change the Umbral Ingram into a more focused Ingram.
Yeah.
And I don't know how else to get that one that upgrades the upgrader, I guess, other than the weeklies.
hmm
Um, if you have any ideas, let me know.
Yeah, as of right now, I don't because like obviously I played a lot on Tuesday, uh, and then on yesterday I spent pretty much most of my time I did a raid, so like I didn't really get to do like seasonal stuff.
There is one
So I
upgrade though that like if you decode engrams, you'll get more of that energy or whatever to
hmm
upgrade the upgrader.
so
Um,
but yeah, I plan on focusing a lot on Friday and Saturday with
yeah.
this season and trying to figure out everything and trying to get like maybe some feedback. Might put up a video on YouTube and be able to kind of explain a little bit better on the next podcast on how a lot of that stuff's going on in season 11. So, but as I said, right now, season 11 is off to a much better start.
Yeah.
The season of the Worthy.
And you also get those
So
umbrals from Strikes, Gambit, and Crucible, as well as the public event, which
yeah,
is basically Gambit. You just killing stuff and grabbing motes and throwing it in the bank.
Yeah, I honestly I can't even believe we haven't even mentioned this yet. But oh my gosh, dude, that exotic grenade launcher.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that thing is so good. And like even like not even that, because that's getting nerfed. Like 100%. Something is getting changed to that gun and it's getting nerfed. But it is so good. Like they actually have done they did a really good job so far with a lot of the weapons.
Wither Horde.
Yeah, Wither Horde.
Yeah.
And like the swords are really good in for this season. So far, like I've messed around with the AR a little bit. I don't mind it. I'm not the biggest fan of an ARs, but like so far, like the ARs are good. So like I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, like this is a good, hopefully a good sign of things to come with the next expansion with sunsetting. That maybe we're gonna kind of get some like really cool stuff, because like that has been the biggest right now worry with sunsetting. It's like, what's Bungie gonna do? Like, what cool things are we gonna chase after? And
we got a sword that shoots lasers.
Yeah, like they're basically the old exotic swords from D1, but they're turned legendary. So, but yeah, and then the armor is really cool looking for this season.
Yep.
At least for the Warlock, I haven't really messed around on the other two characters for it. And then also going back to the dungeon, they did a really good move. Is they brought back Trials of the Nine armor will drop from the dungeon. So that's really cool. So if you don't have the Trials of the Nine armor in your collections, you'll be able to get it through the dungeon. So that was another smart move on Bungie's part there.
Yeah, you can. Sorry, I spaced out of that. I don't know if you said you could just keep farming the dungeons or not.
Oh, that, and I don't think so. I think it's weekly.
I'm pretty sure someone said that you could just keep farming it.
But I'm not really for
They're
sure.
not
Maybe
powerfuls or pinnacles or anything, but the items still drop.
Okay.
That's what I was. That's what I heard, anyways.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen any clarification on that yet, but you might be right. So, but yeah. What are your thoughts so far? Like,
yeah, I'm really happy with the season so far. Weapons are really good. Like I said, Wither Horde is our new favorite gun.
It is. It's okay.
It's great. Especially playing it in Crucible. Yeah, Control.
Oh my god, that first game.
That first game was so good.
That it was like literally like, if you're like, back when you're a little kid and you're playing like the floor is lava, that was literally our first game in Crucible. Where like, because like when you shoot Wither Horde, it literally, you can shoot it at the ground and it will basically make a blight, and if you stand in it, the enemy or the opponent will then take damage. Or if you would happen to kill the enemy with a direct hit on it, it will then drop a blight down. And like, it was literally everywhere on the floor. I can't even remember what map we were playing on, but like, it was so tough to tell on whose was whose. Like, you didn't know if it was your teammates or the enemies, because there was probably like 30 of them on the floor at all times. It was so much fun.
Definitely introduces a new strat for Control where you just rush the enemy spawn and then shoot blights in there. On the flags.
Yeah.
So yeah. It's been really good.
Did you want to bring up controller issues with this topic?
Yeah, so all right, I just want to quick mention that we're PC players, so we don't really play with controllers. But people that are playing with controllers are experiencing issues with like sprint and other buttons, like dodge for hunters, where the hit registration just is canceling out. So they're trying to fix that.
Now, I have seen more. Is this a big issue on PlayStation?
I've seen more
I
Xbox, but I
Yeah,
think
that's
it's
what I've been seeing
still I
is
think
more
it's still
Xbox.
PlayStation.
So
They say switching like the delay time is working for most people. So
yeah,
try that out.
but yeah,
Um
that was a big change for them.
yeah.
I think they're the first game, I think, console that allows you to customize everything, right?
I can't think of something else that does that. But I
Yeah,
also don't play Modern Warfare, so or Call of Duty. They might have something like that.
I don't think they do.
I have no idea. What else was there? Yeah, so let's talk about the dungeon a little bit because me and Solly tried it out. We didn't get through the first encounter, but what the parts that we did play was pretty cool. Just like puzzles and stuff.
Hmm.
It's actually pretty challenging from a low light level, but I think it could be done.
Yeah, I think if we had a third at the same power, like if Baz would have been able to join us, I think we at least get the boss.
Yeah,
I'm seeing people are saying boss was like 1060. But I mean, yeah, we got the first uh encounter down. Like we know all the mechanics for it with like, because like certain knights drop like certain motes, and then you got to pick up the motes, get max, and then like there's two black and two white lights, and like you literally just go and like cleanse
yeah,
like you would for the vault in Last Wish.
yep.
So
I don't think there's anything else going on. So,
no, no.
what's next? What do we have?
Before we get into like the really juicy stuff on this podcast, this happened actually after the reveal stream, but the lead raid designer for Kingsfall and Last Wish has made their return to Bungie. So like this
Joe
is definitely,
Gorroth?
yeah, I think that sounds about right. So like not only did they like absolutely blow us away with the reveal stream on Tuesday, we also received really good news is like, two of the best raids that are in Destiny. We now have that raid designer back. And I remember when he left, a lot of people were like really like worried about the future of raids. So it's good to see him back. I don't expect any changes for this next up and coming raid. I think if anything there might be minor, so I don't know if he'll really have an impact on this raid, but I think on future raids we'll see his work, his masterwork done.
All right. So yeah, I guess thoughts on the reveal stream. Yeah, like you said, blown away.
Yeah.
They first talked about Europa. We saw the first two cutscenes with Drifter and Eris walking around, and then we saw Exo Stranger.
Yes.
Absolutely
Yes,
out of nowhere, left field. No one was
yeah.
thinking about her. Like, it is
Well,
insane.
I mean, yeah, we kind of had those like
Well, we had the
when we did
conversation. Like a lot of
this.
people have the conversation, but
Yeah,
it's like they probably won't do Exo Stranger. But how cool would it be if she was there? Or,
especially like I mean, like with Luke Smith saying like they wrapped that story up, which I mean, I remember when JD said something about that, and I was just like, honestly, like I don't really like believe him. Like he's gonna say stuff like. So gonna be like, no, like Exo Stranger at some point is gonna make a return. Like sometimes you just want to be like, no, like we're done, and then be like, oh, here's the Exo Stranger. But yeah, that trailer was awesome. Like they absolutely killed it with the reveal stream. They also did got a new subclass coming.
yeah, Stasis.
Yep.
It's a darkness
Uh,
subclass.
it is.
It's from the darkness. We're gonna wield darkness for the first time.
Yep.
Um,
So it looks really cool. I really like that Europa is like frozen with like snow. I've always liked those type of like scenery layouts in
Yes.
video
Yeah.
games. So super pumped to explore that.
And some things that we learned about the Exo Stranger: she does not have a ghost. She has a weird flying jellyfish type thing.
Yes, which he did not. If you watch the Q&A, he did not really want to go into details
He said
about
that
it.
she is not forged in light, and
Yeah.
that's where he left it.
And he said eventually at some point that we may be able to acquire one.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that means, but
My theory is that that's basically the Darkness's version of that, but who knows?
mm,
That could probably be absolutely wrong.
yeah, who
Yeah.
knows?
Um,
Um,
what else did we see? We saw so the story is going to be about Aramis, the fallen Kel. Um,
yeah,
her and her fallen are going to be trying to acquire the tech from the pyramid ships. That's like what we know of the story going in.
mhm.
Um, I don't know if you have anything to say.
Well, they're bringing Vogue back, so
Just casually drop
that's
that down.
huge. Yeah, like Vault of Glass is finally returning. Not finally, it's making its appearance in Destiny 2. Bungie's doing a really cool method. You like to call it the Disney Vault. I like to call it the Fortnite Vault because that makes more sense.
Listen, I
Um,
haven't played Fortnite, so I don't know what their vault is like, but I know what the Disney vault is like.
okay. So with like Fortnite, they like to kind of like bring new stuff in, and then after a while, they like to kind of just vault ideas. So that's actually what Bungie is going to be doing. We're going to be seeing a lot of things go with this next expansion. So we'll be losing Io, Titan, Mercury, Mars, and Leviathan. Am I missing one?
I don't think
I
you
think
are.
that's so. What's Oh, and then we do have a release date. We should probably mention that there is a release date. September 22nd is when Beyond Light is supposed to be dropping. So the last day that you're able to play any Leviathan raid, so Leviathan Eater, Spire, and Crown will be September 21st. Same thing with Menagerie. Um, you won't be able to go to Titan, Io,
I'm assuming the
Mercury, or
tribute hall is
Mars.
also going with that, which is kind of a bummer.
Yeah, so, um,
I would like to see them move the tribute hall somewhere else and maybe just make it like a clan like area that you can hang
yes.
out in. But I don't know.
um, so all those will be going away. So, like, there's definitely, I have a lot of grinding to do for a lot of titles that I want to knock out. Because so many things are leaving.
I think we're going to
So
be
I'll be
doing Crown for a
focusing.
while.
Yeah, we'll be doing Crown. A lot of Menagerie
Yep.
titles I need to get. So same thing with I guess Crown because Scourge will be staying.
I don't know if
So
Scourge is going to be staying or not because they only said that the gear that's going to be going forward is going to be Last Wish and Garden, and they didn't mention Scourge there.
but I think it will stay.
I don't know. They only
It,
said
ju-
three
it just
raids,
won't.
and one of them is going to be on the Deep Stone Crypt. We didn't mention.
Oh yeah, we did not mention.
Birthplace of the Exos is going to be on Europa, not Enceladus, like a lot of people thought.
Yep. So
Like Bife was. I think Bife's the
so
main reason everyone thought that.
yeah, we're gonna be bringing. Watch, we're gonna bring Kate 6 back from the dead.
It's going to be Kate 5.
Kate 5. Um. So yeah, I kind of want to actually kind of go into a little bit with this whole Destiny. It was it like Destiny Vault something or Destiny something
Destiny
Vault.
Content Vault, DCV.
Destiny, yep, DCV. I want to hear your thoughts on this.
So, gosh. I don't like the fact that they're removing content. I don't like the fact of losing out on content that I've paid for. On the other hand, I do like the fact that they're bringing back um, D1 content, especially raids,
Yeah.
because I've never done
Yep.
them. People that are new to D2, did not play D1 or barely play D1, they're gonna experience like the friends they've made along the way and the guild members they have and all the stuff that we've come along the way with. We can go back and experience that for the first time is like absolutely amazing. Like there's a lot of people that are like in the same boat as me, like the Mandrid as well.
JM.
Yep, JM. Um, that's absolutely awesome. And
Mm-hmm.
I guess we're not actually losing out on content. We're just getting stuff recycled in. One of the points they brought up was that it helps them with bug testing, which is huge.
Which something I've mentioned before.
Which they
in the
absolutely need
podcast.
to get a handle on, because it's been getting pretty bad.
So,
but yeah, I get to explore the Cosmodrome again. I guess we're gonna do like strikes
Cosmodrome will be coming back. Yeah. So Omnigul.
Like losing out on strikes,
Sevix,
I'm not too worried about, because
there's strikes.
when you load up strikes anyways, like the Vanguard strikes, it's the same like 3 over and over anyways.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's how it was back in D1. But yeah, we're getting Sevix, Prime, Omnigul. I can't remember what the third one was on EDZ off the top of my head right now. But yeah, we're receiving 3 strikes, which really makes me happy, because Sevix Prime was a really good strike, and so is Omnigul, and Omnigul probably had like one of the best pulse rifles in the game. So like, I'm hoping they bring back Grasp of Malik. But I guess we'll see. So I do really like. I'm a big fan of the DCV, to be honest. I think this opens up a lot of potential for Destiny.
Apparently Willa Crota strike. Which one was that? Do you remember? No?
Remember.
Okay. Willa Crota, also the Devil's Lair and Fallen Saber strikes return. That's during season
I think Willa Crota was Omnigul.
Okay. So yeah, Devil's Lair and then Fallen Saber strikes return. That's it in season 13.
Okay. And like, as they're like kind of making the returns, like in terms of season, I do think we'll see a lot of things make a return sooner than later. I think. And I'll kind of get like, well, because they dropped a few more like bombs in the reveal stream that like nobody thought they were gonna do. But I think once they do eliminate PS4 and Xbox One support, I think we'll see a little bit more of that stuff make a return, because one of the things they mentioned was hardware space. I think they said currently Destiny 2 sitting at 118 gigs.
Yeah,
on
like
PlayStation.
I thought it was like 110, but it's like somewhere between there.
Yeah. So, and you figure next expansion, you're gonna probably add another, say, 40 to maybe 60 gigs, depending on how big this thing ends up being. I can't remember how. I think Forsaken was like 40, like 37.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it kind of makes sense, because like they only have 500 gigs over there on the PlayStation, unless you have a PS4 Pro and you have a terabyte.
Yeah.
As long as
the stuff that they're taking out, they're replacing, like, is more valuable or more, you know.
Yeah, that is the thing, is that as long as if they're taking stuff out, like, because it sounds like, because on how they kind of set it up, and we'll kind of get into like the big bombshells, is at first, like when we're watching the review stream, you know, they start off with the very first opening mission, or not mission, cutscene of Destiny. And, you know, they kind of went and, like, D1, they showed Vault of Glass, you know, House of Wolves, you know, Crota, King's Fall, like, they had, you know, the year of these things that are dropping, you know, Wrath of the Machine, and then went into D2, and then they went to, like, D2, you know, Forsaken, Shadowkeep, and then they, you know, I even said the name of the next expansion, Blind Light.
The next
No,
expansion, Beyond Light.
Beyond Light, and then they dropped another bombshell.
Oh,
Is then they announced the next expansion after Beyond Light.
2021, The Witch Queen.
Yep, and then after that they announced
2022,
the
Lightfall,
next expansion. So originally I thought kind
which
of
is a working
like,
title,
oh
by the way.
yeah, and there's a few speculations out there on Twitter that I was kind of like people were getting at.
The Witch Queen is obviously Savathun.
It is.
Yeah.
A lot of people were thinking the last expansion that they announced is going to be the end of Destiny.
He didn't
I
say that.
think they're complete.
Yeah, I think they're.
No,
crazy.
they didn't. But yeah, I was like, I don't think. Honestly, like, I don't think Destiny is ever really going to end until like maybe there comes a point to where like, for some reason, like they just are done with it, or like, and I don't think they're even close to being done with it.
Yeah.
But so it definitely seems like we're going to be seeing a lot of D1 content making its way into D2, which really makes me excited for the DCV, and it adds a lot of potential in terms of seasons.
Yes.
Because the biggest thing is, because I would be completely happy if they were like, okay, so this season only, you have VOG. Next season, Prison of Elders. Season after that, they drop Kingsfall. And they just put these raids on a seasonal rotation. I think would just be huge.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome.
I think at some point, like once they kind of get rid of old gen consoles, I think we'll see Leviathan make a return permanently. But like at the same time, like I was watching like the Q&A, like Bungie keeps an eye on numbers. How many people are running Leviathan?
Yeah, it's not a lot.
Not a whole lot.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we still enjoy running Leviathan, but like, I mean, it sucks that it's going. Like, I mean, hopefully it makes a kind of return and they kind of like remodel it and kind of like make it up to date and stuff. But like, I would much rather lose. And I really love Crown. Crown of Sorrow was probably like one of my favorite raids at D2. But like, I will trade Leviathan, Spire, Eater, and Crown to get a potential to play VOG, Kingsfall, Crota, and Prison of Elders, like, in a heartbeat. Like, if, hey, you are going to be losing these 4 strikes, and we're going to bring you VOG for a season or 2 or whatever, and then after that, like, hey, we're going to put that back in the vault. Hey, here's Kingsfall. Like, 100%.
Yeah, it's like
I'm in.
Just like imagine, so like, they bring back Kingsfall, and then they bring back, they would have to bring back the Dreadnought. And so you could explore the Dreadnought again, and maybe there's new missions there for you to check out.
Yeah, new things to explore, like whatever.
That's what I'm expecting with VOG, is that they're gonna bring back Venus, and you can go back there and explore. Maybe there's new missions there, new things for you to do. I think that's a great way to do it.
Yeah, it is. So I was like, I'm really on board with Destiny Content Vault.
It's a great way to bring back old and put in new content.
Exactly. So a lot of potential there in terms of like helping their like seasonal program.
Because we don't want to deal with fucking Vex offensive stuff. We'd rather visit the older stuff that's more interesting.
Like, and even like if they were like, okay, like, because like maybe they don't want to have like, they could go like 2 options with this and be like, okay, so like you have 2 active raids, because we have whatever the new current raids, which is going to be dropping with the next expansion, and then whatever VOG drops. Either one, make VOG just powerful drops. It's like in terms of like you can't just have like a ton of just different things to do pinnacles, because like that's something that Luke Smith has talked about at one point, that Destiny 2 became way too easy to hit the power cap in terms of pinnacle, because there's just too many activities that granted powerful or pinnacle gear. Or you make it a choice to where, okay, you can run VOG and that's your pinnacle for the week, and then the next raid will be powerful. But even if they just put those raid rotations in terms of powerful drops, but they were still like those weapons and armor were still like relevant in terms of whatever the so what 1360 is gonna be the new power cap for some of them.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah.
So, but it'd be interesting to see on how they're gonna like kind of work some of that stuff. We don't know about loot, so like, I mean, maybe we see Vex Mythoclast make a return.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking about
in
okay, what's going to
Destiny.
be the raid loot? They're gonna have
Fatebringer.
Yeah, they're gonna.
I mean, Vision of Confluence was really good.
I'm just gonna let you.
Yeah. I mean, they had VOG had a lot of really good.
If they bring
weapons,
back King's Fall, they'll have Touch of Malice.
Yeah, Touch of Malice. Touch of Malice was really only like really good in King's Fall, but like it was a really cool design.
I know
gun.
JD
really
loves that gun, so.
But I mean, other than like King's Fall, it really didn't have like a place. But like, I mean, that's what kind of like made Touch of Malice. But I was like, what the fuck happened here?
Yeah, yeah, never mind. Yeah. God,
so yeah, and the armor was really cool. So I'm kind of interested to see on how they're gonna like do drops. Are we gonna see Fatebringer make a return? Are we gonna see Vision of Confluence, Vex Mythoclast, or
I hope so.
So still some like things kind of like out. We kind of need to know a little bit more information on seeing how it works. But I'm a huge fan of DCV, Heartbeat, like, and it kind of sucks. And then I think that leaves us with what we have: Nessus, Cosmodrome, EDZ.
Well, what's
Europa.
the image? Let's look at the image. So Europa, Nessus, EDZ, Cosmodrome, Tower, Tangled Shore, and Dreaming City.
Dreaming City.
So we have 6 mission gonna be gone.
I'm assuming. But I mean, same thing with Thorn. Because Thorn, you have to go to Titan, and same thing with Outbreak.
Yeah.
So and they could rework those and make.
Yeah, they've reworked exotics before that you can't get into like a quest or purchase something.
So, but
yeah. It's very exciting times to be playing Destiny.
It is. Which, like, I don't know. I never really had, like, a doubt. Like, I was just kind of like, we just need to kind of, like, wait and hear, like, kind of understanding, like, the video game industry, I guess, pretty good. Like, this typically is when E3 is, you know, like, you're going to hear your news around here. They're not going to be, like, they don't want to announce something in January, and then now you have 8 months sitting here with hype. I mean, it's tough to keep that hype train going. We do know we're going to be seeing more stuff this summer. They did confirm that. I don't know what we see. Maybe we see like probably like some type of like preview of a strike, maybe some gear, a little bit more of like Europa in terms of stuff. Maybe some cutscenes.
I will say though that I think we're gonna get another destination in other than Europa in the fall. Might be a secret one.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel, because like he was like, when I was watching Dr. Lupo stream, like he was like kind of vibing, and he was just kind of like didn't want to like really like go into like big details to like kind of like, you know, like give stuff away. But he did kind of give away one thing, is that because Dr. Lupo asked him about the new subclass, and he did confirm that the diamonds are being removed.
Yep.
the next expansion. So
Well, you said just for the one subclass, and they're probably just gonna test that out, see how that works, and then
yeah.
work on the other ones.
Mhm.
I'll just let you know, Sully, that we have a raid in like 15 minutes or so.
You have a raid.
You're also signed up for it.
Am I?
You did. Um, the
Which one is it?
the garden,
Oh, is it Garden?
7:30.
Okay.
You signed up for that.
Okay.
So we'll just go
I was thinking it
through
was the
TWAB
Scourge.
as quickly as we can, I guess. 'Cause
Okay.
most of this is going to be just recaps on what we've done or what we've already talked about.
Yeah, they talked about the live action event.
So, matchmaking. Matchmaking is now going to be based on players. Matchmaking based on player skill has been removed from all playlists except Elimination, Survival, and Survival Freelance. Trials of Osiris will be continue to be match-made based on the number of wins on your passage.
Thoughts?
And which is good because you have now basically you now have your ranked and unranked. So there you go.
Yep. I have, as I said, we talked about this in the past. I have a very love-hate relationship with skill-based matchmaking in this game. Hated it when I was really bad on PC, but it really helped me improve my game on PC. And it continues to help me improve my game on PC. But I hate when I'm teamed up with a lot of my clanmates who may not play a lot of PvP or may not be at the like skill level as some of us are at. So like they just kind of get stomped. So like hopefully this kind of like evened out the playing field because like I have a feeling that we're gonna be seeing a lot of people come back. We're gonna probably be playing some Crucible at sometimes on the weekends. So
Yep. Also, there's going to be some changes to titles regarding loot and needing to have the badges.
mhm.
So dredging specifically is going to be changed up, so you don't need to have the badge. So any of you out there that are missing, I guess like the ghost and stuff, right? You don't
Yeah.
need it anymore.
Oh, so then I can claim it. I have dredges.
Then they say they're also going to be looking at other titles and triumphs that require it. And they'll be back with us shortly about that. They have a new sweater. Looks like the emissary hoodie that she wears.
Yeah.
Robe.
Yeah.
Ground control to you. What is this? And this is just more like links to stuff that they've talked about. Charged with Light. So shortly before the launch of Season of Arrivals, DPS became aware of a bug regarding seasonal Charged with Light armor mods. This bug allows players to equip the current seasonal Charged with Light armor mods on any of the Season of the Worthy armor pieces without having previously acquired them. And so they're going to be fixing this in a hotfix 2.901. And the mods will not be disabled. So you can play around with those if you don't have them. Upcoming resolved issues in the next hotfix is the Guardian Angel artifact armor mod, not granting its perk when mod is slotted. Breach Resonator artifact mod is not granting its perk when the mod is slotted. All controllers, the sprint cancel if players press the sprint action again. Players with full engram inventory, Umbral engrams may be blocked from completing seasonal arrivals opening quest, which I've seen people talk about. Visible holes are present in the EDZ terrain where the Seraph Towers used to be. That must be hilarious. Oof. I would love to see that.
I want to see that. Oh, yeah, I want to see that.
Then they talk about the pre-orders, telling you how to pre-order. Guess people don't know.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of confusion with that. A lot of people are like, "What? How do we do this?"
And some current known
Holiday.
So some current known issues. The Almost Mighty Exotic Ghost Shell and Saints Vocation Exotic Ship appear invisible. The Tommy's Matchbook Catalyst quest has been removed from player inventories. The Destiny 2 Beyond Light pre-order emblem does not appear in collections. Amanda Holiday has 2 legendary ships in her inventory that can't be purchased. I noticed that and I was like, what the hell? Console players may experience blacked out emblems, invisible ships, and power level of 0 in orbit. Which good.
We
Now they
experienced this
can
yesterday.
experience what we had.
Yeah, we experienced this yesterday.
Dying to environmental hazards or the architects will sometimes show recommended power level of 1,880,947,200.
That's gonna be the when Destiny is finished.
That's the power
That's
level
gonna be
cap.
our that's gonna be our power level.
Yep.
Get your grind on, boys.
And then they have the movies of the week. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Sure is. And then we already answered our question of the week.
Yep. Let us know what you think about the Bungie content vault, and if you like the fact that they're going to be removing old content.
I don't know if we had any questions.
Yeah, you put in question from the Discord, but I don't remember seeing one. There might have been something in there.
Oh, wait up. Plum, actually. Ask something. What are your predictions for the upcoming season? Wait up. Nope. That was
5/28, May 28th.
Yeah, that was last. Because I saw that I tagged. Okay, there we go. So no questions.
Alright. Sully, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Sully__games.
And you can find me on Twitter, CSG Thomas. You can also check out charshot.com for audio, video, and written content. I'm putting a lot more into the show notes, like especially like for the last show that we did for Voices of the Vanguard, the stream. I broke it down. I wrote down like the news that was coming out of it, so it's pretty cool. You can go read that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, you can email me, thomas@charshot.com, if you want to be a guest on one of my shows. And leave a review on iTunes, Stitcher, and Apple Podcasts, anywhere you get podcasts. And till then, eyes down, Guardians.
Very nice.